Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, December 14th, and we are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and SPY. So, kind of interesting. Now, early on the day didn't surprise me as we opened inside of the lower distribution and we started pushing up. We took back the single prints, one set, got into the middle distribution, and we spent the whole morning into the early, the whole morning, one time framing up and not getting any distance. Had a great morning shorting that. Believe it or not, I shorted that all morning, did very well. They flushed out a little bit in FG and H, which didn't surprise me. I didn't expect to have a trend day before 2. What did surprise me, though, was the reaction to 2 o'clock. They got the 50 basis point hike. Now, again, if they thought they were going to get a firm response from Powell saying, okay, 25 is next in February, they're out of their minds. So I was a little confused why they just ripped down here. Now, did they do much damage? And the answer is absolutely not. They didn't hold the trend day down again. What did they do? Well, we took back 2 sets of single prints, but really where change took place on the 12th, they dipped their toe into it, and that's it. And we finished above that day's high. Now, SPY got into 2 sets of single prints, but missed filling this last one in K by a little bit. So we're still holding out trend day from the 12th, and we're certainly holding out trend day from yesterday to the downside. We all go out, well, this is 9 wide, not 10. So SPY and Qs go out 9 wide, and SPY and ES 9 wide with the day's high and low. Qs go out 9 wide with the day's high and low, as does Russell. Now, when we get to the charts, I'll show you the one danger that I see for bulls, possibly, okay, if they don't get going soon. As far as my day, like I said, just quickly, I shorted A through I, probably at minimum of 15 contracts, and made money on all 15 of them. So did very, very well. And anywhere between mostly ones, 1 3 lot, and I probably had 1 or 2 2 lots. But mostly ones, anywhere between 2 and 4 points. Did very well. I actually took a short in K, which as soon as I took it went 6 points against me, and before I know it, came right back to where I was short. I just took it off, and then lo and behold, it came 10 points in the money for me. But I didn't care. I told you, I'm an educator. I try to figure out what the market's doing and why. There's no rhyme or reason to what they're doing here, so I stay out of it. So I had a very good day trading. I'm very happy with that. Got back on the horse after that stupid mistake I made yesterday. As far as destinations, because I'd rather talk about what's going on in the market now more in the video. So the upside, now here's another key thing to remember. I told the room we were 9 wide at E's low. We could have gone down 200 points and that pot could not have been lowered. That's something not to ignore. It's just not to ignore. Same with the volume park. I don't think ES's volume park was ever lowered. So those are nuances to carry forward. Because even though price kept going down, never was able to move the park. Remember that. All right, as we go forward. Upside today is our 9 wide park of 40408 in SPY, and then the daily high of 40550. And you should have the other ones I gave you yesterday. For the downside, we have today's low of 396.31, and then we have those singles that now start at 396.30 and get filled at 25, and you should have all the other downside. For ES, downside is 97, and then you should have everything from that other, the 12th day that I gave you. On the upside, we have today's 9 wide of 76.50 and today's high of 90.75. Now, let's go to the charts because that's more important to me. So what's the danger for the bulls? Well, the one thing we haven't done is stop the progression of lower highs, right? Now, we did take out November's high, okay? But we did not take out September's high on the monthly, okay? We missed it by about $1 and change. So you're still in balance, okay? And balance rules, like I said yesterday, are 1,000 times more important than gap rules to me. So now the question we have to ask ourselves, and hopefully we're going to get more clarification with this tomorrow after they digest what the Fed just did. Okay? Did we just get close to a balance high? Well, if that's the case, then we should start rolling over again. Now, again, it's a monthly. We're not going to know right away. We'll know soon if we take out the balance high rather than rolling over. But that's something to keep in mind. So at some point, you need to take out September's high and get distance above it. Otherwise, all you would do is stretch it. But right now, right, balance rules. You get close to a balance high and then roll over. You stretch a balance high and get nothing and roll over, or you blow through a balance high. So we have two different scenarios here on the monthly and weekly. The monthly so far has gotten close to a balance high by $1 and change. Now let's go to the weekly. The weekly slightly extended a balance high by 49 cents. So you see the two so far? What they haven't done is stop the succession of lower highs. Now I don't have it on the monthly, but you can see it with your mind, with your eye here. So that's the one worry I have right now for the rest of this month and maybe possibly early next year. If we're going to get going, the bulls cannot get too much further away from both the monthly balance high and the weekly balance high. Because if they do, then you're going to see rotation back to the bottom of these balances. In SPY, that would be around 390 on the weekly. On the monthly, well, first things first would be November's low, and then it would be the yearly low. But I'm not even thinking about putting that in the equation just yet. But for sure, it's something to keep in mind. And the daily, which I had up, some people still had it balanced yesterday. Well, that's fine, because guess what? I'm back in balance now. Now, the master of the profile and everything, Jim Dalton, had a very good point. He's been looking at this from November 9th, when we gapped higher the next day on the 10th, as a giant P shape, which signifies what? Short covering. So he, in his mind's eye, all this from the lows, that's what we're seeing here. Now, is he right? So far, we haven't broken out. We attempted yesterday and failed. And we just went over the monthly and weekly. So for this to be proven that it's not just short covering, what do we need? We need to get above September's high on the monthly, 410 on the weekly of the SPY weekly high, and on the daily, yesterday's high. Because then you would start stopping this succession of lower highs. You'd get maybe, right, short covering weakens the market. Well, if the majority of this, and this is how many days? 1, 2, 6. I'm just counting. This is 24 trading days. That's 5 weeks. That's a lot of short covering. So if the majority of it is short covering, what happens if the short covering stops? Nobody makes a market. Once they walk away, it's like Wile E. Coyote, in the Roadrunner walking off the cliff. He runs off the cliff 50 feet, and then he looks below him, and there's nothing below him, and boop, down she goes. So if this is purely short covering, that's a scenario to look for, and to look at for the bottom of our balance, at least on the weekly and daily, which is 390. However, if this is more than just short covering, or by some chance short covering now brings in new money because the market hasn't come in, and we get acceptance, boy, oh boy, is that word the biggest word that you're ever going to learn in trading. It means nothing to trade at a level. It means everything to be accepted either above or below a level. So if we ever get acceptance above this level, and that level on the monthly and weekly, well, then this will be broken, and we can go test August highs and start a new leg, possibly to the upside. I hope all this helps the way we describe it. Really appreciate the likes and subscribing. I have 1,800 subscribers here and only 100 views a night. And I think we offer a lot of value here. And our trading room with $30 a month is more value than you're going to find from anywhere, being on the microphone all day, painting a picture as this market trades. So come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. I hope you had a great day trading. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.